Stands third in the top scorer list team, Chirag Bujel. The best part, of course, about the young champs, they face the likes of East Bengal, Mumbai City FC, Amtar Wing FC, and of course Wellsouth Sports Club in the previous encounters. Been an exceptional play that from the young champs. Talking about in the regional qualification, they've topped the group with 30 points in 10 matches, winning all, scoring a massive 33 goals. And of course, we had Mumbai City qualifying as well, along with the RFYC in the national group stage. Another throw in there for Sudeva. Of course, they'd beaten the likes of Muthoot FA 1-0 in the campaign. And of course, they've shown promise in that draw against Garhwal FC. 2-2 there. Players toppling there, right in front of his screens. Never really knew what happened there, did he? The captain there from Sudeva wins in a set piece. The first set piece of the game. We had Reliance immediately piling on pressure. The attempt and the statement, of course, pretty clear. They won the goals right away. Lalyan Singh rolls up his sleeve. We'll have to wait and watch how he's going to get that deep inside. Lalyan taking his time in the world. Chooses to pass right away. What a brilliant ball inside. Look at that for a game. Look at that for a play. Brilliantly orchestrated there. All they wanted is that final touch. Look at that. When you're such a firm command in a game like that, treat to the eyes, certainly. Another attempt. Young champs have been taken aback. In comes Bunando Singh. Young champs are at it again. Chirag Bujel trying his level best to keep the possession as much as possible at his end.
What a game this is turning out to be. We just thought Sudeva Delhi FC was about to score. What a brilliantly orchestrated play that was from the set piece. Just falling a couple yards short. Because if the striker would have made contact with the ball, we would have been seeing 1-0 on the scoreboard right now. And the young champs who were out on the prowl immediately after that goal threat have been denied by Sudeva Delhi. Nitesh Darji with a very critical shoulder tackle inside the box. The most risky area to tackle a forward. And look at the young champs. Brilliant by Franklin Nazareth. Turning so cleanly. And the young champs moving around with confidence. Lobs the ball forward over there, the fullback. And it's Chirag. Shivaldo Singh. Ball launched forward. And cleared away by Sudeva Delhi. But the young champs still keep possession. The referee blows the whistle and gives them the free kick. Free kick taken quickly. Here come the young champs. Supratim Das. Look at the amount of passes the young champs are completing. This is the kind of discipline that's been instilled into them. If you have the ball, you pass the ball. You hold it, you scan the field. If you don't have space to move ahead, you give it back to the defender. That's the sort of discipline that these young champs have been moving with. And the goalkeeper getting involved in the proceedings, Ranat Sarkar. Lobbed forward again. Two tall blue shirts waiting for it. Rasibul Mistry sends it forward. Bunando Singh a little too high and a little too wide. It goes out of play. And it's the young champs that get another throw in. were yet to complete the first 10 minutes in the game. But let me tell you, it's like the young champs and Sudeva Delhi FC, they have carried forward the excitement from the previous game, where Bengaluru and ATK Mohun Bagan faced off each other, 1-1 tie. Thousands of people watching, so many on the ground, so many on the live stream. And in front of them, it was Bengaluru that succeeded. But here's Sudeva Delhi FC on the counter-attack, which has been denied skillfully by Franklin Nazareth. Shivaldo Singh. Oh, this is a good run. His long legs carrying him forward like that. Ambitious ball. And it has been fumbled in the middle. Shubham Bhattacharya still on the ball, still trying to win it. If he loses possession, he'll try to win back possession. And that is what has happened over here. They have not won possession, but they've won a throw-in from the midfield. Bhattacharya with the throw. So they were not pressing too high. Bunando Singh. This is Shivaldo Singh. Bhattacharya. And yet again, the discipline and the patience by the RFIC boys. They receive the ball and look at the head. Pops up right in the beginning. To scan passes like this. What a stop. What a ball. And about the finish. That's all we need to be worried about. Because it has been denied by Sudeva. We're on the counter. But it has been slowed down by Nazareth. An ambitious ball forward. But it looks like Shivaldo Singh will outrun his significantly shorter attacker. And physically dominates him over there in order to win the ball. And Sudeva Delhi wanted to spurn an attack from there. But it looks like the ball is going to go out of play. Near our lovely spectators here at the Reliance Corporate Park, Gansoli. Everyone enjoying the action here at the Reliance Development League National Championship. This is the second semi-final, of course. The winner will be facing Bengaluru FC. And here they go again. Taking their time, scanning the field yet again. Those long strides tend to take them through the midfield, but it is the final third that we're worried about. Sudeva wins the ball, good position on the counter-attack, moving fast, moving steady, moving so sure-footed. The player's been brought down. I think he slipped on his own. He's still down on the ground, but the referee keeps the game on. The boys in red keep the game on. But eventually it has been brought down to a halt. 0-0 still on the board. And we saw some injuries when ATK Mohun Bagan were playing. And obviously, some might say that when your star players get injured, not only is there pressure on the team to perform well, but also there's a mental pressure that the one player that you usually rely on, he's spending some time with the physio. What do we do? How do we counter that? Hopefully, Sudeva Delhi FC doesn't face such problems. And as of now, a referee says that Sudeva will continue with 10 men, but the game shall go on. As we move in to the 13th minute, it's still 0-0.
And as the story unfolds, of course, the young champs look like, of course, at least on paper, a formidable team. I'll tell you what, in a game of football, everything can change. We just saw the same story somehow back in the encounter where ATK Mohun Bagan were playing against Bengaluru FC. Entire domination. Of course, eventually it was Bengaluru FC, but ATK Mohun Bagan were on it till the end. Talking about a league like this, of course, the beauty of this, having teams from across the country, be it the ISL, I-League, Division 1 or 2, and of course independent academies which have got the chance to show what they got in an attempt, of course, to give youngsters more exposure, game time, and expertise leading to their overall growth. In comes young champs again. This time, lovely switch of foot there from the flanks. We have Hawaii Bomb. Gets into the box. This could be the first goal for Reliance Young Champs. Called in there somehow from behind. Winning a corner. Let's see what they make of it. They're trying to knock the doors consistently. In fact, flurry of crosses have come in from either sides. You've seen Chirag Bujel getting into that advanced position. He's the one who, of course, gets all those goals in his name. We're witnessing a proper man-to-man marking there by Sudeva. Intelligent stuff that from Sudeva. Tactically, they've been there. Brilliant clearance. Here's the attempt. A deflection of sorts immediately. Franklin Nazareth. Look at him go forward. Trying to build on all the pressure there against Sudeva. We'll talk about their brilliant story in the I-League as well. Been one promising team, Sudeva. I'm talking about them, of course, in the regional stage as well. Top that group, of course, with 20 points. Winning 6 out of the 10 games which they played. Scoring 19 goals. I'll tell you what, goals is not a problem for Sudeva. What they really have to be careful about are the stinging crosses, of course, coming in. With those powerful strikes right from that centre. Which they really have to be careful about. Shubha Paul is that man who has scored 3 goals each. In fact, along with Akshay Bharadwaj. So expect a few of them, perhaps in this game, as we just touch the 15-minute mark here at the Reliance Corporate Park. A quick touch and go. Back again, this time in favour of Sudeva. It's Shubha Paul. What they really have to do out here, make all those opportunities there in the centre. Create those for Shubha to convert. We've seen, of course, in the tournament, in the qualifiers, with so many teams with such good potential, unable to convert. Eventually being led behind. The flag is raised up. It went for Chirag Bujel yet again. Quick feet there from Chirag. Can maneuver inside brilliantly. So they have a lot of thinking to do. Karthik Panikar. Sometimes, of course, at the start. Just to remind all of viewers, it's a 90-minute affair here in Navi Mumbai. Talking about a team which consists of the reserve squad alongside members from the youth team as well and academy put together, giving that all-important exposure. We've had 4 stages, of course, or rather half 4 stages, which started with the regional qualification, followed by the national group stage, and eventually teams battling it out in the National Championship, followed by the Next Gen Cup happening soon. Young champs, Chirag, lovely touch and go, gets in the ball, still in favour. Razibul missed 3. Look how Chirag has kind of gotten inside. So they are losing the ball pretty quickly. That's been the problem so far. Look at this, how it's being. Players swarming in blue right across the 18-yard box. Don't allow them to take these crosses. This is where they can, of course, wreak havoc in that 18-yard box. Of course, I've seen how passionate Arata Izumi, the coach, has been talking about values of football. More importantly, making them a better human being. These young players have had so many exposure trips. Recent one in Japan as well. In comes another chance. Young champs in the quest for the first goal in this competition. So they are leaving no stone unturned to deny them. In comes a chance. So they were now surging ahead. Look at how quickly he... In fact, there he is. Body's battling it out. It's a quick touch and go there. The referee will probably give a warning. We've seen flurry of yellow cards back there. There's a final warning there to the charging player. It was in fact Shubhopal, the swift and lanky striker there from Sudeva, who was racing ahead with quite some pace, was brought down, but rose up quickly in that attempt to win the ball back. Speaks volumes about how a player is trained.
Rightfully said, Roshan. This has been a very, very, very intense game of football. Not just this one, the one before this as well. We've seen some heavy physical football. Bodies clashing. Midfielders toiling to win possession. And a free kick that goes begging. Here's a chance. Cuts in and tries to get it on his dominant foot to take the shot. But it has been denied. And here comes the RFYC side on the attack, but it has been denied by the sole defender over there. RFYC still keeping the attack alive. Here they come from the left flank. Some good step overs, some good maneuvers. Ball sent in, and it has been denied yet again by Sudeva. Sudeva still keeping it on, keep it going. Nitesh launches it forward. And it's back in the possession of the defense of Sudeva. Oh, and another tackle that led to a trip up. And the players can't believe that the referee did not blow the whistle over there, but the game still goes on. Frajal. Bhattacharya. Arush Kamath. And the Reliance Young Champs. The Reliance Foundation Young Champs, obviously familiar with the surface over here. Familiar with the conditions. The heat over here in the city of Mumbai is not a friendly one. But the boys from Delhi, boys who have been playing for Sudeva Delhi, surely know that heat is a factor that cannot stop them. Attempt from a far way out, not sure what the midfielder was doing. But that is going to be a goal kick for Sudeva Delhi FC. Here they come again, Sudeva Delhi. The boys in blue moving forward, right to left on your screen. And look at the way the young champs keep possession. You need to admire that. The way they keep possession, the way they turn around. They don't run into danger because they know it's too early on in the game to do that. They just keep possession like this. A few touches, a few turns, a few tricks here and there, a few step overs, and ball back to the person where it came to. Receive and return to sender. Oh, good skill. But still the ball played back because there was no room. There was no real room ahead. Here we go. Sudeva moving forward again. Oh, pass into no man's land. That is what happens when you try off these flashy passes. And Supratim Das just side-footing the ball out of play. Sudeva Delhi FC taking their time. A good turn by the tall man. Still, Sudeva thinking about each pass. Unlike their opponents who receive the ball, scan the field and pass as quickly as they can. Shubha back to the goalkeeper it goes. The defenders playing some passing between them. Just a few kicks here and there. And trying to stretch out the play. But look at the way the passes are being completed over here. Reliance Foundation young champs are tiring out their opponents, tiring out the forwards. They're chasing these, they've stopped already. They were chasing these passes. But now they're giving the defenders so much space to pass around. Another dash of speed. Oh, ball's in possession. Could this be something special for the young champs? Chirag keeps the ball in possession of the young champs, but it has gone back again. And it has been stopped by Nazareth. Bhattacharya. Back to Nazareth. Franklin has options ahead. He finds one of them. Can he do better than last time? Sayyid Muhammad. Sayyid Muhammad stepping over, crossing the ball into the box. Header not connected in the way and in the fashion that the player or the player's coach would have wanted. It's still 0-0. We're done with the first 25 minutes of the game between Reliance Foundation young champs and Sudeva Delhi.
Still doesn't look like anyway that we're having a promising attack from either ends. Reliance have come in close a couple of times, but yet being denied brilliantly by Sudeva. And of course, these teams are competing after 2 intensive rounds in the Reliance Foundation Development League regional qualifiers, followed by the national group stage. Playing in 4 zones, that is Mumbai, Bengaluru, Delhi, Imphal. Sudeva are at it again. Prajal, Tushira. Try to give back on that occasion. In comes Chungham. A throw in favor of the young champs. As of course, the climatic conditions just gets a little better. If not best, but certainly helps these players. Of course, we eventually have the finals as well. Coming up on the 14th, where we'll have Bengaluru taking on the winners from the young champs, and Sudeva, a battle you're witnessing right away. Hawaii bomb picked up by Franklin. It's in fact Razibul Mistry. Brilliant pass inside. Reliance young champs have an attempt here. Again intercepted. Well, just common of errors there on that occasion. The 3 players running in on either sides. Sudeva Delhi literally have to be careful about such attempts. How quickly they can turn into a counter-attack and could be in the back of the net as well. A corner then for the young champs. Seen a team gather momentum eventually through the years. What's more important about the young champs? They've been consistent. What is required, what really signifies. In comes the ball, curled away. Still not out of danger, but the body's clashing and somehow kept away there by Prajal Tushir. Sorry, talking about consistency and young champs, synonymous for both of these. A tournament like this, of course, gives them that all-important platform to come and showcase themselves, expose their flaws. Young champs have done that regularly. In firm command, Chingambam Shivaldo Singh. Razibul Mistry. Just to give you an idea, of course, East Bengal have scored the most goals, of course, in the national group stage, 14 in 4 games. It's interesting that they didn't find a way up into the top 4. And that's what, of course, football has been about. And, of course, in the regional stage zones, we had places like Mumbai, Goa, the East Zone, South Zone, one for Meghalaya, Assam, one for the North, and, of course, followed by Manipur, Kerala, and Mizoram. The teams you're watching in front of you all are the best amongst them all. Young champs cutting it away. Tried to just get that deep in his favour. Onside yet again. Bujel on to the right flank. 2 strikers from Young Champs away in between. It's the like of Razibul Mistry. Bujel goes for the attempt. Pulls the trigger. Still inside. Tried to get it. Dropping his shoulder on numerous occasions. What's important, certainly, you could see the goal from there. What a tackle. What a challenge that from the Young Champs. This is what you're talking about. Being technical. The challenge was perfect, clean. Chirag alongside Sanan Muhammad, of course. They're looking for the dynamic duo to fire a few goals for Young Champs as we touch the 30-minute mark. Sachin Jha has been on the receiving end quite a number of times. Sudeva have a promising team. Shubho Paul and Akshay Bharadwaj finding the back of the net 3 times each. The best part, of course, is they've also had different goal scorers in the games. In, of course, the national group stage, we had the likes of Phoenix Soinam, Daniel Gurung, and, of course, Kamginsei Tautang scoring 1 goal each. Here's a Waibam. Into the box, takes in a strike. Clean collect there by the goalkeeper. No problem whatsoever there. It was Bonando Singh, of course, who attempted that shot, trying to get beneath the keeper. The keeper on the tip of his toes, of course, collecting it nicely. Singh where, of course, Bonando has surged ahead. On paper, he's been told as a defender. And he's happily hunting for goals there. Franklin Azerud. Chirag calling in for Hawaibam Miti. Back towards Chingambam Singh. Now look at the run there from the right. This is called an intelligent play. Stretching the game wide, using it as a decoy, and then eventually trying to attend those shots on target.
Well, it has been end-to-end. But if you look at the possession, the boys in red, Reliance Foundation Young Champs, they are dominating possession. But Sudeva Delhi know that the only stat that matters is the stat you can see on your screen, and that is the score. And Sudeva Delhi, they want to get that goal. They have created chances. But these slick movements, these slick turns, these slick step-aways have looked so good from the boys from Reliance Foundation Young Champs. But Sudeva on the counter. Here we come. Here we go. Sudeva getting all that space ahead of them. But it has been denied by 1 foot in the way. Oh no, it has not been denied. It's still alive. Nimble-footed. Controlling it in the tight space over there, the player. And Sudeva somehow, they managed to keep possession. But again, possession is not the stat that will matter in the end. They need to go for an attempt. And Reliance Young Champs have had more attempts on goal. What a tackle. What a tackle to win the ball over there. Fine tackle. Young Champs, another good through ball. Here comes Chirag, the number 7, who has been fine, who will spur a moment of brilliance along with his teammates. And that, for Razibul Misri, could have been the moment of glory. Brilliant play between Chirag and his defender, Bunando Singh. But Razibul Misri could have nestled that one into the back of the net. Young champs not giving up, still moving forward, clearly looking as the more threatening side. And look at that, they're toying with the defenders over there. But somehow the defenders forming a wall in front of Sanan Mohammad. They're so sure-footed, these Reliance players. The Reliance Foundation young champs, with all the amount of practice that they get on this field, surely looking more comfortable over here. Here's a ball in that has gone way behind its expected target. 35 minutes in, and a few signs of tiredness kicking in to the Sudeva Delhi side. Sudeva Delhi on the move again, on the prowl again. Good stop, but it's outside, and that will be a throw-in. Look at the amount of space that they're allowing the defense of Reliance young champs. They know that the young champs take their time in all the passing. They play a slow game in their own half. Young champs moving forward again, but taking their time, making their decisions with some extra care. Surdas rolled it out of play. Should be a corner. It is a corner. Look at the man marking here. As a free man roaming around. For this corner, he's going closer. And he receives the short corner. Oh, good physical play there by Sudeva. Silenthang with a crispy and brisk tackle with his shoulder, dispossessing Reliance Foundation young champs in yet another attack. And the boys from Bengaluru FC watching this game very carefully. The winner of this game will be facing Bengaluru FC in the finals of the Reliance Foundation Development League National Championship. ATK Mohan Bagan return to the glorious city of Calcutta after losing a dreaded penalty shootout against Bengaluru FC. But here comes Sudeva, who are in no mood to find their way to a return flight to Delhi. Here comes Sudeva, some nimble-footed work, but a brilliant tackle denies a brilliant dribbler. Two players on one ball, ensuring that the boys in red win back the possession. Look at that. Some of the players walking on the field because they know that the tempo of the game is slow. Both the teams are taking time to build up the play, but it is the Reliance Foundation young champs who are taking more time. Players freeing up ahead. Good ball. And this could be an opportunity, but it has been denied by the defense. They are still keeping this alive. Reliance young champs with some fancy step-overs, trying to get into the box, but they have been denied by the boys in blue. And the blue shirts starting a counter-attack, which has gone out of play. Just a matter of 7 more minutes of regulation time. It is still 0-0.
Interesting end-to-end action from both sides. Sudeva have been resilient, resisting all those challenges coming in from RFYC, denying them. This, of course, hasn't been the case in a lot of tournaments for Reliance. They've been out there mauling opponents, but here they are against Sudeva. Of course, they're looking forward to get the goal, as Pranav was rightly mentioning earlier on. Lovely turn there by Bunando Singh, denied yet again. Shubho Paul is at it again. Now goes Bunando Singh from the centre. Look at, of course, the players from Sudeva swarming in. A sea of blue assembles. In comes Ranit Sarkar, of course, surging ahead. In comes across a promising one. Sudeva, of course, who find themselves playing in the Delhi Premier League as well. And, of course, in the I-League second division, they've had their fair share of chances. Have been some highlights as well in their story so far. This is, of course, a platform where all of them come together. Interestingly, promoting talent, which is the need of the hour. Talking about a country, of course, which has hosted the Under-17 men's FIFA World Cup alongside even the Women's World Cup as well. And interestingly, even as we speak, some important developments as well happening there with the Indian football team and their placement, of course, in Group B in the AFC Asian Cup alongside the likes of the mighty Australia, Uzbekistan and Syria. An interesting battle. And perhaps, of course, we can expect a few talents eventually playing as well. As in comes across, brilliantly denied there by Sudeva Delhi. They have been a strong and a robust side defending. A couple of them have been smothering saves, but irrespective, there have been no goals. They have denied young champs time and again. That's what really matters in a game of football. If you're clinical, now imagine, of course, so they were getting one chance and converting. That's what will really matter. I'll tell you what. Talking about future champions here in this tournament. What a brilliant turn here there. Lovely pass in for a chance. So they were Delhi get a chance here. How close was that? How close was that? And you can, of course, see Ranit Sarkar remonstrating there to his players. You can feel that heat there because it was almost close. That Sudeva Delhi had almost got a goal there. And I'm sure the fans from Sudeva Delhi want that to happen. They're inching closer. Young champs under pressure, finally. Against the run of play. What a brilliant run there from the likes of Lal Bekliana. The skipper, of course, for Sudeva Delhi. Seeing they're accumulating very well. There's that man, Lam Lalian ST. Up for a throw in then. As we inch closer to the end of the first half there in a couple of minutes. Still it's Young Champ 0 and Sudeva Delhi FC 0. As of course the viewers wait in anticipation. I've seen the last game as well how it turned out. Bengaluru FC keeping maximum possession, getting that important goal and eventually ATK equalizing. And then of course all that drama in the tie-ups, in the tiebreakers of course. In the end Bengaluru winning it out. Fans, of course, will be disappointed there from ATK Mohun Bagan, but they have nothing to lose, I promise, as this is just the start of some fine talent being churned into Indian football. Ashray Bhardwaj has, of course, found the back of the net for 3 times for Sudeva. You want him to fire now. 1 goal, of course, and, of course, young champs will be looking forward to get a comfortable lead, if not at least a slender one. Sudeva Delhi have been brilliant so far. They've been looking forward to capitalize eventually the psychological advantage getting into the second half, or rather starting the second half. That's how things are turning out, with probably 2 minutes there added with a couple of minutes into the added time. You see now Sudeva earlier on, of course, against Muthoot FA, Chaunpui FC. and the likes of Garhwal FC as well, including Chanmari, have dominated their entire group, showing who the real boss is there. Here's another throw in then from Sudeva. Nitesh Darji. In comes Shivo Paul. He's been missing. He's certainly been missing. You want him to fire. We've seen, of course, last time round as well, of how within a blink of an eye things can change. Of course, we're watching the beautiful sport of football, which we all love. Young champs at it again into another foray. Quickly, touch and go. Surging ahead, Hawaii bomb. Razibul Mistri switches the flanks into a Chirag Bujel. Converted, collected by Nitish Darji. Still in contention, and you've seen Orata on the sidelines as well, sometimes getting animated. Shubha Paul. Brilliant stuff. Here's Lam Lalian. And of course, we're watching the parents and family of the players coming to witness these games. As you'll watch it in front of your digital sets, of course, your mobile phones, your laptops. We are live on the official YouTube channel of the Reliance Foundation Youth Sports. And we can confirm 1 minute of added time into the first one. Sudeva Delhi have somehow managed to survive. But can they make a story out of it? One which will be etched in memory forever. In an attempt to get into the finals of this Pan-India tournament, featuring some of the best teams. Young champs are at it again. Chirag. Sanan. In comes the skipper. Chingambam. Back to Chingambam. Picked up by Hawaii Bomb. And there it is, the referee in the center. Calling it the end of the first half there. And the story so far has been a stalemate. Been a little languid. But I'll tell you what, that's exactly what happened in the first game. We'll have to wait and watch if the tables can be turned out here. As at the stroke of half-time, it's Reliance Foundation Young Champs 0, Sudeva Delhi 0. Stay tuned for action on the other side. Welcome back then to the second half of this enticing competition of the Reliance Foundation Development League National Championship 2023, as the Reliance Foundation Young Champs are locking horns with Sudeva FC from Delhi. So far, it's been stalemate here at the Reliance Corporate Park, 0-0. We had the same story earlier on as well. But eventually, we were seeing Sudeva are raking that pressure inside, somehow sustaining. Young Champs have been closer to hitting the spot quite a number of times, but the scoreline still reading 0-0. For all the viewers who've just tuned in, the Young Champs are playing in the red, and of course, the Sudeva are playing in the blue, now scoring from left to right in front of your screens. Quick maneuver. And of course, we've had some changes as well in the transition into the second half. We've had the likes of Ramesh Chetri coming in place of Lam Lalyan for Sudeva. And on the other end, of course, there's been one change as well. Buranda Singh has found his way out, giving place to Avnish Kamath. In comes Sudeva yet again. It's Lal Biakliana. Young Champs. Brilliantly intercepted now by Sudeva. Surging ahead is that man. Quick feet. Pushing forward. Shubho Paul. Crosser inside. Intercepted, defended very well there. A throw in favor of Sudeva yet again. The goalkeeper quickly fixing his shoe there, and then attempt to grab the ball. Ranit Sarkar there from the Young Champs. Passes it on towards Shubham Bhattacharya. Oh, what a lovely piece of skill there. He wanted it to just flow, but in the end, the ball proved to be a little too quick on that occasion. Sanam Mohammad. We've seen consistent performances previously as well in their quest to the national group stage. They fought valiantly against Ramthan Weng FC, beating them 2-1. They trashed Welsau Sports Club 8-2 there, following a draw with the counterparts in Mumbai, the Mumbai City FC. A throw in then, Sudeva. Yet again, this time receiving it. Crossed inside. Chunkam Jackson. Look at him how swiftly moves inside. You're having Daniel Grung as well. Quick foot there from his end. A throw in. Chunkam Jackson lines up. Unexpectedly long throw there. Seen the likes of Raju Gaikwad, of course, in Indian football. The master of throws. Heads it. I'm not sure how the referee turned a blind eye to that with a challenge, but nevertheless, play on, says the ref there. Nitesh Darji. A throw in yet again. Arush Kamath. Chunkam Jackson is at it again. Silentang Lodjem. Razibul Mistry.
What a game this has turned out to be. And an affair where both the teams are locking horns but unable to do real damage to each other. Just chance after chance after chance being fended off by defenses of either teams. And now Sudeva with a corner. Could this prove useful? Panikkar with the corner. Karthik Panikkar's corner. Probably aimed at Daniel. The clash between number 13's Razibul Mystery walks away. And the ball is left alone over there for Shivaldo Singh, the skipper, to take a free kick, donning his bright yellow captain's armband proudly. Remember, it was a skipper who won Bengaluru FC their game, a captain's performance between the sticks by Sharon, the captain of Bengaluru FC, blocking the sudden death penalty. And in this case, both the teams are yet to... not too soon. A car coming out. Sudeva Delhi. Jackson was on his way back to his defensive half. The referee stops him, asks him to turn around, and out comes a yellow card from the referee's pocket. Ashray Bharadwaj, Jackson, Daniel, Karthik Panikkar, Daniel, Saranthang. Oh, cheaply given away. Oh, but what an interception. Fine interception over there. That could have been a certain goal if it weren't for that interception, and a great clearance there. Sudeva Delhi still in it. It should be a free kick. Sudeva Delhi FC was surely outmatched in the group stages. However, over here, as far as possession is concerned, the young champs, they're dominating possession. But Sudeva Delhi, with these bursts of speed, counter-attacks, they're keeping the young champs on their toes. You never know what is about to happen. Now Jackson, throw in for Delhi. Good stop. And about to develop something over there, but it has been stopped in the tracks. The defenders have kept this game goalless, but also they have kept this game void of any threats on any goals, and that is the exciting stuff that every football fan wants to see. Here comes an attack from Sudeva, but ball quickly taken away. Counter-attack developing now for the boys in red as they move forward. It's still on. It's still on. A critical tackle, mistimed. Where did that come from? A ball lofted to the far post. But the ball goes begging. The chance goes begging. What would you do if you were in Chirag's place? Would you keep those nimble feet on the ball and make some space for your attackers, or would you be a little more patient? Because either ways, a counter-attack that could have resulted in something dangerous is, as of now, simply another goal kick. Here comes Sudeva. Ball launched forward, again into no man's land. Easy pickings for the defense. And the young champs, they can start something on their own from the back. And it looks like the coach of Sudeva has had a talk with the forwards. Don't give them so much space, the defenders of of the young champs. They got a lot of space when they were passing around the ball in the first half. The defenders were having a gala time at the back because none of the boys from Sudeva Delhi was really pressing them. And that is what allowed them to keep the possession. But still, we're waiting for that one moment of brilliance from either sides. Look at how confident Chirag is in tight spaces. But this is where the idea is not coming to fruition. Those long balls. The RFYC side has given away a lot of possession due to these long balls. A change of tactics perhaps. Here they go again. Oh, brilliant on the outfield. But it has been denied by a firm tackle, a foot in the way. But the play is still on for Sudeva. They're still making their way through, sizzling through the defense. But yet again, RFIC have possession. Oh, there's a lot of space now. There is a lot of space now. This could be a chance. This could be a chance. Off the crossbar. Into. Oh my God. What a Superman save that was. I think that went in. Did it go in? Incredible scenes. We need to have a look at that replay. Goalkeeper from Sudeva, Delhi. Take a bow, Sachin Jha. Superb stuff there from Sachin. I don't think that went in. That's not over the line. And Sanan Mohammad, he's got to go back into the penalty box and be on the receiving end of this corner. Sachin Jha has kept Sudeva Delhi in it. But RFYC not letting down. Still trying to spell trouble. But a mistimed shot sends the ball way over the goal post. It's still nil all over here. And Sachin Jha should pat himself on the back for a clean sheet that he may or may not earn by the end of this game.
What a spectacular save that. Flying from literally one corner to the other. Rightly said so. Sachin Jha flying Sudeva from Delhi. Has shown some brilliant skills here. As Sudeva now up the ante against the resurgent RFYC. Across inside now, gets in right in the center. No trouble so far for the goalkeeper there, Ranit Sarkar. But certainly that might as well be one of the finest saves of this tournament. That by Jha from Sudeva Delhi. Challenge yet again. Won again by Sudeva. Jungkam Jackson. Back again. This time he's been brought down. Shubho Paul on the other end. Lofts it ahead. An awkward bounce there, but in the end, the goalkeeper punching it away. No risk taken so far. Now, eventually, we're seeing that momentum shift towards Sudeva Delhi, who eventually earlier on were on the receiving end of flurry of crosses and attacks from the Reliance Foundation Young Champs. That's what a couple of moments in the game can do to your confidence. As Sudeva gear up for another corner, another set piece. Probably aiming there for the second pole there, but we'll have to wait and watch. And there's a little commotion there between... what exactly is the conversation there happening? We'll have to wait and watch. We've seen tempers flaring earlier on in that game between ATK and Bengaluru. Now, here it is. We have another corner then. Taking his own sweet time. Look how close the players have come. In comes a cross. Teasing delivery there, but nevertheless, couldn't make more. Still in contention. Clears it off. Sudeva Delhi are trying their level best to infringe to get that little blemish on the part of Reliance Foundation Young Champs. Tell you what, have not conceded too many goals in this entire competition. In fact, have scored a massive 33, like I mentioned earlier on in the regional qualification. Here, by far, Sudeva Delhi have proved the mettle. Tough side to crack. Brilliant challenge there, coming in from the likes of the Reliance Foundation Young Champs. It's Avnish Kamath, who's just been brought in place of Bananda Singh. What exactly is going on in the mind of Arata Izumi, the team coach from the Young Champs? You know, he has a team, a tough nut to crack. Perhaps he needs a moment of genius from one of his strikers to give that slender lead. And I've seen how a slender lead can be overturned in a matter of seconds. Brilliant turn that from Sudeva has been brought down. The referee immediately calling in for that infringement. Of course, was the skipper there from Sudeva. Quickly turning forward. Daniel Gurung, in fact, it was Ashray Bhardwaj. A free kick then for Sudeva. Have to wait and watch who lines up to take that shot. It will in fact be Silintang Lodgem. An interesting position for a free kick. If Sudeva Delhi take a lead here, pressure piling on the Young Champs. Taking his own time there. Probably perhaps aim towards the second pole. Crosser inside, teasing delivery. But yet again, no connection whatsoever. What he wanted was, on that end, was trying to connect it to the first post. And then eventually, you've seen that happening with ATK Mohan Bagan previously. They're not really running in too deep there, giving them that advantage earlier on to gobble that rebound. That's how they ended up scoring. A brilliant tactical masterclass that from the coach of ATK Mohan Bagan. Literally bringing in your opponents into your footsteps. Chungkam Jackson. Young Champs. Supratim. Lofted delivery ahead. Too early for that one. There's no player whatsoever. Sachin Jha has produced a spectacular save in the game so far, of course. Sprung out of nowhere there. Couldn't see him coming from anywhere, but that's how brilliant your positioning needs to be when you're a goalkeeper. You probably practice it 1,000 times in your training and then pull one off in a game actually. We've just crossed the 1 hour mark here at the Reliance Corporate Park. So far, no goals whatsoever. Just had a player who's gone down there. Like I mentioned earlier on, sometimes climate temperature, of course, affecting the performance of these players. Having a mix of team reserves, followed by the youth team members, and also the academy players. Just giving them that perfect platform, setting a benchmark for themselves. And we assure you, there's never a dearth of talent in India. Just the nurturing that's required. In comes Sudeva again. Oh, handball there. Well, probably. Will he receive a card? Yes, he does, rightfully so. Probably resorted to the last thing that he could do. Eventually, it was Silintang Lodgem who was waiting for that ball to be served on the dish. But there it is. A deliberate handball there. What they're battling for is probably because it is on the edge of the box. A free kick from a position which can change the fortunes of Sudeva Delhi. If they could convert this one, leading against the strong Reliance Foundation Young Champs. just trying to figure out what's happening here as three players are lining up as Arush Kamath receives a yellow for that horrendous attempt, if I could say the least. Well, we have the likes of Ashray Bharadwaj who's lining up alongside Silintang. Can this free kick change Sudeva Delhi's fortune? Interesting how the wall has been set up. Attempts it, ballooned over the bar yet again. What a golden opportunity for them. Should have taken his time there. I don't know what was the hurry. Arush Kamath. Not something that he'd like to receive in a game like this. We have seen 2 yellow, in fact, previously. Young champs, certainly, but definitely under pressure. Sudeva. Prowling for those goals. They're making in those movements. Cutting into the center. In comes another ball then. Chungkam Jackson. Another attempt. He's onside. Can he convert it? Yes, he does. What a phenomenal finish. And like I told you, Sudeva Delhi have got the all-important lead against the home side, the Reliance Foundation Young Champs. What a scintillating strike. And Sudeva Delhi are on a roll out here. What an impeccable ball. Pinpoint passing. And in the end, a delightful finish to give Sudeva that first goal of the game. 1-0 then at the Reliance Corporate Park. That's the story so far. What a sublime finish that. Young champs were under pressure for quite some time. But Sudeva Delhi have capitalized amidst an injury scare there for Reliance Foundation Young Champs. They're calling it for a stretcher. You can clearly hear the instructions of the referee there. Well, we had a goal conceded there by the Young Champs who are trying their level best. What they don't want at this point in time. Of course, adding insult to the injury there. They've already conceded a goal. They don't want another injury.
Well, we've seen yet another incredible goal. We've seen 3 goals today, including this one by Sudeva Delhi FC, one by Mohan Bagan, and one by Bengaluru FC as well. And Silintang with probably a goal that was so well deserved. Look at that, the players, the boys in blue still celebrating that goal. Silintang getting hugged by half his team because he knows how important that goal was. Brilliant control, brilliant presence of mind. Just waited patiently, took his time and nestled the ball in the back of the net. The players from RFYC standing over concerned around their injured player. Oh, this seems serious. Well, we really hope that the player recovers as soon as he can.
Looks like, of course, not certainly a concussion, if not the least. I'm not really sure what's happening there. We'll tell you more when we learn about it, but so far we know that it could probably taken out. The doctors, of course, and the medical team are well on the spot, giving them, of course, the necessary first aid. And amidst that, of course, we're having a change that's coming. Nathan Rodriguez makes his way in place of Franklin Nazareth, who's had an incredible work rate there on the field as we try to get Just try to understand. The doctors are on their duty. Just had one goal which came in just before this injury which happened, but nevertheless, what we want, the rivalry, of course, is certainly only the 90 minutes. Rest football is what brings us all together. Malar Mohol being brought in place of Razibul Mystery. Changes from either ends, of course. Reliance Foundation Young Champs with their set of changes as well. Razibul Mystery so far playing the role of that second striker there. He's been brought in and in fact exchanged with a defender there. He's taken off a stretcher. We really hope and pray that there's nothing too serious up with that. He should be back as well earlier on. Like I mentioned, we'll let you know more about it as we learn. Just touching the 70-minute mark here, and the scoreline reading 1-0 in favour of Sudeva Delhi. Young champs have been consistent in their quest for the goal, but sometimes it all becomes about how clinical someone is. Speaking, of course, of Pranav earlier, Sudeva Delhi received that one opportunity which they converted brilliantly, in fact. Young champs are knocking the doors time and again. I'm sure they'll probably get a few as well. 19 minutes on the clock then, if they could really do something, while we hope and pray that a young talent-totting individual is back again onto the field. Series of changes, of course, coming in. And there, of course, is the change, as we did mention about Silajit Santra coming inside in place of, to be confirmed, we kickstart, of course, the proceedings.
Well, the sportsman spirit is impeccable over here. Obviously, a horrific sight to see something like that, to see an ambulance go past the field. But the players from RFIC, oh, that's another injury, back of the head. Yellow card out. Ouch. That must have hurt. That's back of the head. That's the most sensitive part of your head. And he just stepped into the field. Avnish Kamath. Karthik Panikar gets a yellow card. Sudeva Delhi getting some bookings. We really hope for the speedy recovery of Franklin Robin Nazareth. Here comes Sudeva again. Will they try to capitalize their lead? Will they take it forward? There is still time left on the clock for the young champs to make a comeback. They have looked confident on the ball, but that was the story of the first half. As far as the second half is concerned, Sudeva have been making these attacks. They've been making these attacks work. Chirag is the one person who can make an attack work for the boys in red. Here he comes, dancing away. Passes the ball in, but the follow-up. Chirag needs another Chirag. RFIC always so confident with the passing. Their passing drills and passing routines have been pitch perfect. Quick turn. Shivaldo Singh. There's another player that's down on the ground. Oh, keeper spills it for a second. But Sachin Jha, who, if you remember, is the hero who's responsible for the number 0 against RFYC's name, he's not going to spill that. But another injury, and this time Sudeva Delhi. Roshan, I think this just goes on to show how the amount of injuries we've seen today just goes on to show how physical this game can be. Because sometimes us spectators who enjoy it from our seats tend to forget the amount of physical damage and the amount of physical punishment a footballer's body endures and undergoes, especially at this level of the game, where everyone is giving their 100% to get it in the finals of this tournament. And this just goes on to show the commitment of these young players. And Karthik Panikkar is going off field, but look at him. He's drenched in sweat. You can see him glow. That bright blue Sudeva Delhi FC jersey of his, because that's the amount of work that Karthik Panikkar has put in today. He has a yellow card, but he has gone off field due to an injury. Should be back soon though. Ball sent forward. Will he be able to keep it in? Nope. Shubha Paul unable to keep the ball in. And it will be a throw in for Arish Kamath. Young champs, they were watching the last game carefully. They saw ATK Mohan Bagan make a legendary comeback in the dying embers of the game. They know, and they are no strangers to this game called football. A comeback can be spurred at any time and any moment in this game. It is not over till the final whistle. But Sudeva Delhi, they're trying to seal the deal. They want that goal. They want that assurance. They want it. Will they be able to get it? It's over. The crossbar. It curled towards the top left bin. But just inches away, Sudeva Delhi FC from solidifying their spot in that final against Bengaluru. And here come the young champs. Looking sharp. Looking threatening. Exploiting the space over there. But Chirag, can he cut in? He is capable of cutting in. He's been marked by 1. He's been marked by 2. He decides to pass the ball, but he passes it to a midfielder. No, it's a defender. He goes for the shot, and he goes over the crossbar. Ambitious effort, but a result that is not in the favor of the Reliance Foundation young champs. And the boys in blue, they regroup, and here they go again. Sudeva Delhi, comfortable and confident with that 1-goal lead. That's going to be another foul. Sudeva Delhi still in possession. Here's Jackson. Jackson plays it back to Shubha Paul. Quick goal kick. Reliance Foundation young champs understand the urgency of the matter. Oh, what an interception. What a crucial interception. Can he keep the ball with him? He can. Yes, one attempt. That is straight into the hands of the goalkeeper. The goal scorer, Selanthang. Oh, Selanthang, he could have potentially turned this thing around by scoring another one. He's already on the score sheet. He's found himself on the score sheet once. It wouldn't have been difficult for him to find himself on the score sheet again. And now every opportunity reeks of gold for the boys in red. And every miss is going to be costly. And look at that, that's another opportunity missed. An ambitious through ball to the most obvious position. Was it offside? No, it's not. Silentong, here's a chance. Delhi could have equalized. The ball is still in play. The goalkeeper scrambling around. But the ball goes off target yet again. The goalkeeper's furious. Ranit Sarkar is furious. And I don't know if he's yelling at his fullback or the assistant referee. Because that pass to Silentang did look offside from the angle that we're watching it. However, it looks like the play was still alive, and Sudeva Delhi, they could have gotten that second goal, that insurance goal that they've been waiting for. Here come RFIC. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. He has completely dumbfounded the defender over there. Brilliant move. And just the final finish was missing over there. Avnish Kamath, so confident with the movement over there. Completely dumbfounding the defender. Corner kick. Reliance Foundation young champs still waiting for that equalizer, longing for that equalizer, yearning for it. But it should be another corner. Phoenix Oinam is the new man in for Sudeva Delhi. And RFIC, they can't afford to waste any time, can they? The regulation time, we're just 8 minutes away from completing it. No one knows what kind of stoppage time we'll be looking at. But we will be looking at a significant amount of stoppage time considering the injuries if we factor them in. Oh, good move. This is a good move by Reliance. Ball passed in. Here's the header. But straight into the hands of the keeper, Sachin Jha. Well positioned once again in order to block that one. It wasn't a weak header by any means. It was a well-placed, firm header. But Sachin Jha making it look so easy because of his positioning. Here comes Silentang. Good interception. RFIC defense not letting Silentang pass once again. Last time they did, he scored. The referee will send the ball back to the thrower because substitutions coming in as Vian Vinay Murgod makes his way in. Oh, what a ball. Good ball. Sanan Mohammad passes it in and the ball whizzes past the forwards. The ball goes begging it again. Ball sent in. Headers being attempted. But no. Yet again. The boys in red. They are dreading the whistle. They're dreading the final whistle. And look at the urgency now. Remember how calm and composed they were when they were passing the ball amongst themselves. Oh, they've given away possession. This could be dangerous. This could be really dangerous. Oh, no. But somehow the goalkeeper, Ranit Sarkar, when his defenders let him down, it is the man between the sticks who rises to the occasion and somehow manages to keep Reliance Foundation in this match, in this semi-final. That was a one-on-one situation. Sachin Jha, 9 out of 10 times any goalkeeper would have conceded. But that one time, that one moment where a goalkeeper wouldn't concede a goal, Sachin Jha was that goalkeeper. Another card. Oh, that's a red card. That's a red card. That is a red card. Straight red. Jackson. Oh, he's distraught as he walks out of the field. He's been sent off for his second yellow. Oh, that could be heartbreaking for the player. And that could be heartbreaking for the team. Because now they're down to 10 men. But it looks like they're still on the attack. If Reliance Foundation Young Champs wanted an opportunity, this is that opportunity. They have around 4 minutes of regulation time left. And they could be expecting 4 to 5 minutes of extra time. So this is their last opportunity to equalize and take this game into penalties. Which means this is yet another enthralling game of football we are watching here at the Development League National Finals.
The first red card, of course, for the evening, where we have seen Chungam Jackson given the marching orders out. That's how the story has been so far. Seen a series of injuries, a goal, and of course, finally, in the end, a red card, bringing Sudeva to a 10-man team here in the semi-final, the second semi-final, of course. Young Champs have a few minutes in the kitty to take this from here. And this is where, of course, we talk about team character, of how resilient you are once you concede a goal. In comes a challenge into the box. Chirag Bujel was running in. I'm talking about Vian Vinay Murgur, who's been brought inside now. Certainly a goal scoring prospect, of course. What are the players here to say to the referee then? In between, Mrutyunjay Amatya, the referee in the center, giving that first red card in the entire day today. We've seen a couple of yellows, but this was the first one, of course, bringing Sudeva down to a 10-man team. Young Champs truly have to make the most of this now. We've seen some magical stories in the same ground. And we have another player who's gone down. We'll have to wait and watch what exactly happened on that occasion. Trying to understand. It's Karthik Panikkar, who's already received a yellow. Seems he's back again there. Not certainly as a time-wasting tactic, but all those little seconds are going to matter. And I'm sure we're going to have plenty of more time in the stoppage time as well. In comes a chance now. Racing forward, bodies on the line. He's launching himself there onto an incoming Daniel Gurung. And there's the manager there for Sudeva Delhi. Chen Chadorji, pretty confident with the way his team has been playing. Of course, even has been certainly very happy with how things have panned out for Sudeva Delhi. They're leading in on the home side here. Young Champs have a task in the hand. It may just be a slender lead, but I'll tell you what, it's going to be a mountain to climb for them, given how Sudeva are riding so far. A do-or-die situation for Young Champs to make it to the finals of this national championship of the Reliance Foundation Development League, in a quest to honor the finest talents, to nurture them, bringing them, of course, into the limelight. And when we bring you all these live visuals from the Reliance Corporate Park in New Mumbai, Imagine, of course, that mother who's wanting to watch his son playing miles across. You're certainly at the right platform then. Changes yet again then, as in fact it's the stoppage time. 8 minutes of added stoppage time is what we get to understand for the injuries which we have seen so far. 8 minutes of lifeline for Reliance Foundation young champs to make it count, to score that all-important goal. You've seen that happening in the last game. ATK Mohun Bagan were brought back into the game. Here, we'll have to wait and watch who will be the hero in case young champs have to make a mark back into this game now. Just a slender lead, just a goal. In comes a ball. Brilliant ball again. And, of course, the goalkeeper this time, Sachin Jha, who would never ever miss anything of that sort. Strong on the ground. And, of course, flying in the air. Lofty delivery. Yet again. Just that one spectacular save which Sachin Jha produced. Might as well be the best we have seen so far. Switching flanks. In comes Chingbam Shivaldo Singh. On the other end, it's just the fresh legs brought inside. Silajit Santra for Reliance young champs. Just a quick tap in on the ankle, a throw in then. Young champs. The alarm bells are ringing for them. You can sense that urgency in wanting that goal for them. Shubham Bhattacharya. On to the right. In comes Arush Kamath. On a yellow. Lovely ball in. Needs strikers inside. It's it again. Salam Mohammad. Sudeva Delhi, just that one player ahead. What they're planning to do, remember, it's a 10-man team now. Around 6 minutes left in the clock. Sudeva will certainly be scripting history here. Making it to the finals if they happen to keep the slender lead alive. Tell you what, football as a game has surprised us all. We have seen stories changing. Histories, of course, being rewritten. Headed away, young champs at it again. 2 taking on that one in blue. It was Jungkam Jackson. Beg your pardon, it was earlier on, it was Silintang.
Well, Roshan, last 5 minutes. It's the closing of a game that has been so dramatic. A game that has shown us the extremities of the sport that we know as football. The drama and the physical commitment. 5 more minutes remain on the clock. As the boys in red, who still have the man advantage, are yearning and searching for that equalizer. Will they get it? That's the real question. And Sudeva Delhi sending Ashray Bharadwaj to tightrope through that touchline, but he gives the ball away. But somehow Sudeva gets the ball back into their possession. Shivaldo Singh passes it on very quickly. And here comes the push. The young champs moving forward with confidence. A cross is expected, but it's on the side net. There were 3 people inside the box. A little more patience. But so many crosses have gone begging. As the Reliance Foundation young champs continue to regroup and strike again. The boys in red refuse to give up. They've been riddled with injuries this match. But that is the grit and mettle that you will see in a footballer. The will to never give up. And that continues Sudeva Delhi, on the other hand, they know they've been the Davids in this encounter. And they have just pelted a rock into the eyes of Goliath himself, the RFYC team in front of them. Oh, look at that, Chirag just trying to move forward. But Sachin Jha is so confident today. He's taking his time. And the referee might penalize him for that. The goalkeeper taking his sweet time to launch the ball into the air. So they were clearly wasting time over here. So they were Delhi just holding the ball, shielding it. But the forwards are of a different opinion. They want to go forward, as they should. The midfielders trying to supply and build up an attack. But it has fired back as there is a counter-attack. And now Chirag, can he pull a miracle off here with his footwork? Because it's been a delight to watch Chirag from the left flank. He passes the ball, in it goes, and past the forward. Over there, it is a goal kick. The boys in red have tried everything. As we slowly and steadily move towards the final minutes of the game. The final seconds now. What was a 90-minute encounter is now boiling down to a 90-second encounter. And let me tell you, an equalizer in 90 seconds is no stranger in this game of football. Especially when you have a side like the Reliance Foundation Young Champs. But Sudeva Delhi will try everything in their power to hold on to this one-goal lead. Maybe even try to extend it, because here they come on yet another attack. Keeping possession with themselves. Moving forward steadily, firmly. Ambitious through ball. It will result in a goal kick. No time for Ranit Sarkar to think. He has to launch the ball forward. He decides to play to a defender instead. Here we go. This could be the last minute. This is the last minute. Last opportunities, but Sudeva, they have possession. Will they keep possession or will they go ahead? The decision is to go ahead. And it's back in the hands of the keeper. And Ranit Sarkar throwing the ball forward. Sending it forward with hopes and aspirations for a last-minute winner, for a last-minute equalizer. The boys in red want penalties. The boys in blue want to pack it. They want to beat the home side. Sudeva Delhi, could this be it? That's the flag up for offside, but we're not too far away from the referee blowing on his whistle again for the final time this evening. This enthralling evening that will come to an end. 10 seconds remain. RFYC, last chance, last roll at the dice. Charging forward is Sanan Mohammed, who has been denied. Sanan Mohammed keeps the ball in. Tries to battle past the defender, but no, says the solitary defender over there, who plunges Sudeva Delhi FC into happiness. They can't believe it. Sudeva Delhi FC have defeated the home side of Reliance Foundation Young Champs. What a game this has been. And each and every player is on the ground. Even the boys in blue who have won this game, they do not have the stamina to celebrate, because this has been a physically punishing match for them. They are drained out completely as Sudeva's coaching staff makes their way to congratulate the players who are on the floor. Look at them. As I mentioned earlier, it's a hot day in Mumbai and they're drenched in sweat. It's straight to the showers for these boys before celebrating their position in the final. And that means the news from the centre is Sudeva Delhi FC will be facing the Bengaluru FC side. And that is going to be a contest to witness the North versus the South that you will be witnessing here at the Reliance Foundation Development League. The story is not over for the Reliance Foundation Young Champs. They will be facing ATK Mohan Bagan for the third place on the same day as the finals. But this is a tournament that continues to surprise us, and a final that has the story, that has the history, and that has the potential to carry forth the legacy of the Reliance Foundation Development League. Well, that's it from the commentary box today here at the Reliance Foundation Development League. This is me, Pranav, signing off with Roshan Shetty alongside me. We're glad we're going to return home with smiles on our faces because as football lovers, we have enjoyed some enthralling football and we hope that you've enjoyed the same.